Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. She is a beauty influencer from New York City who commands attention.
He is a lawyer born and raised in Florida who lays down the law.
And together they are
The Lady and the Law.
Here are your hosts of The Lady and the Law, Cindy Grossman and Mitchell Goldman.
Hello, Cindy. How are you? What am I doing today?
Well, from the looks of it, you have a hat on that says Washu Law. So I'm hoping it's something to do with Washu Law.
Exactly. And I have a shirt over here, and you have a Yeti, and it does have to do with Washu. Very good. We just visited my alma mater, law school, and we're very fortunate today. Thank you, Jesse. It's a shameless plug for my law school. And we have Katherine Scannell with us, live and in color from Washington University.
Wow.
Katherine has been at WashU for 14 years. Prior to that time, she was in private practice and worked for various entities. I like the fact that she's a dean and she's practiced. So many academics and people in administration have not practiced, so I'm impressed that she knows what it's like really to be a practicing lawyer. That's important to me. She is the Vice Dean for Institutional Success, and hopefully at some point I'll remember to ask her what that means, and she can define it for us. But what we wanted to do today, we're going to have two segments. The first segment is, how do you get into law school? Although I get asked this question a lot, and I think this will be very informative. Then the second part is, how do you pay for law school? So equally important. So I'm going to take my hat off. It's time to start thinking. So thank you for joining us, Katherine.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and it was so great to see you in St. Louis. I think you had a fun time while you were here. I think you met, didn't you meet Joe Torre?
I did, my hero. Thank you for telling us. We got to see some Yankee Cardinal games.
Right.
So it didn't quite work out for my wife, but I was happy. But we did have a chance. I got to show Cindy the new law school. It was very exciting.
Amazing.
And I should also say you're a graduate of Washington University undergrad, and you went to the University of Missouri.
I am.
So fantastic. In economics. So my major also.
Yes.
So, all right,
yes,
here's the hard
best.
question. What do you major in to get into law school? What do people study undergrad?
So many things. Really, in law school admissions now, we are looking for a lot of different backgrounds. So econ is great, obviously, but we are also looking for music majors, and political science is very common, but we have, I think, 52 different disciplines represented in our current 1L class. So we're really looking for variety. We want you to have strong writing skills, analytical skills, but you can major in many different things and be a fantastic candidate for law school.
I think that's great, because I always believe that writing is so important, and I wish I took more English when I was an undergrad. And I also think it's great advice to give the students: study something that you like, that you can make a living with if you don't go to law school, because there's a whole range of exciting opportunities apart from law school that may present themselves. So why narrow your focus?
And if you study something that you love, you're likely to do very well. So when you study something you love, your grades are probably going to be very, very strong, and that will help you in the law school application process also.
Fantastic. I think that's great advice. Did you have a question, Cindy?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. And how difficult is the application itself? for the student? Is there a standard application? Is it unique to Washington University?
So there is the LSAC, which is the Law Services Admissions Council. They have kind of a standard application, but then each school customizes their application within that platform. So every school accepts applications through LSAC, and that is one way to apply. WashU also has an application on our website, so you can apply directly on our website application as well. And so there are a few different options, and each school is slightly different, but they do all accept the LSAC application.
And are all the law schools requiring that the student take the LSAT as a condition of admission?
So that's interesting. In about 2000, I think around 2016, a number of law schools started to take the GRE also, and so you could take either the LSAT or the GRE. And it was a little bit slow at first. WashU was one of the first schools to accept the GRE in lieu of the LSAT. We do have to, at the moment, have a standardized test score. So now all law schools can accept the GRE if they choose, so that you can take the LSAT, the GRE. But what's interesting is the American Bar Association is now considering waiving the requirement for a standardized test. And that is where we are, watching what's happening. At the moment, we have to accept a standardized test, but the ABA is considering eliminating that requirement.
Katherine, do you find that there's a correlation between the success of the student in the law school? Does that correlate to their score necessarily on the GRE or the LSAT?
Not necessarily. Some applicants are just not great test takers. So we do try to take a very holistic view of the LSAT score, the GRE score, work experience, GPA in undergraduate and in maybe some graduate school work. So we try to look at everything to determine likelihood of success in law school. There is some correlation. There have been a lot of studies done, and so there is a correlation between LSAT and academic success in law school, but we do find so many exceptions to that rule, and so we want to look carefully at all the factors as we're considering a candidate for admission.
What are some recommendations that you have for people that are applying to law school? I'm sure you see hundreds of applications, and what are the good parts of them? Makes them stand out, the bad, the ugly, the good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it is law school, so attention to detail is important. Don't have typos in that personal statement. That's not good. Make sure you know which law school you are applying to. So we have seen applications come through, and there's a letter attached, and it says, "I can't wait to attend X law school that is not us." And that's not a good way to start. So we don't want to do that. I don't want to say just negative, but I'm gonna say one other thing to avoid. In your personal statement, it's great to talk about challenges you faced. You can get very personal in the personal statement, but always consider your audience and consider whether you are in a great place to talk about what you're writing about. If you write about it in your personal statement, we are likely to ask you about it. So consider how personal you want to be in that personal statement, and make sure that you connect those personal experiences to skills or characteristics or perspectives you've developed that you think are an asset to you in law school. So those are a few things not, to think about, treading lightly as you look at your application. Great things are to tell us a lot about your unique experiences. We are really looking for students who are going to elevate the classroom discussion with their experiences. So bring unique perspectives to the classroom. Definitely be sure to tell us about those. Look carefully. Your recommenders should know you well. So sometimes applicants want to have the most high profile, well-known, fanciest person be their recommender. But if that person doesn't know you, it does not mean as much to us. So make sure your recommenders know you well and can write about you, and describe all of your great assets. So those are a few things.
I'm sorry. Do you ever have applicants that apply and appear in person for an interview? Is that done?
We do. We have some applicants that come in person for an interview, but we do interview most applicants, virtually. And so I would say it's not as common. We are always happy to have applicants come visit, and we do know it's an expense to come visit. So we want to make it as easy as possible to go through the application process, and we don't in any way require an in-person interview, but we're happy to interview in person if you are here.
Otherwise, they do it through Zoom. That's a change.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about how to pay for law school.
Fantastic.
The law offices of Goldman, Monahan, Tucker, and Bettine is here to help you with your personal legal challenges, business needs, and real estate matters. Since 1984, we have assisted countless numbers of Florida individuals and businesses with their legal issues, from trusts and estates, wills, real estate, and civil or criminal litigation. We pride ourselves on maintaining lifelong client relationships and would appreciate the opportunity to assist you and your family as well. Please call 321-639-1320 for further information on the law offices of Goldman, Monahan, Tucker, and Bettine. I'm a non-attorney spokesman.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day.
Who's got time to clean? When you need it clean, call Germ Wizards LLC. Using the most up-to-date equipment, Germ Wizards pays strict attention to detail. They make dust disappear. Whether you need your office to sparkle, your home to shine, or you want to give someone a great gift, hire the Germ Wizards. It's easy to get a quote online. There's even an online portal to discuss details directly with your cleaning professional. Visit GermWizardsLLC.com. Make dust disappear with Germ Wizards.
Not crypto coins, not penny stocks. The best tool to build wealth is still real estate. I'm Chris Nolan of the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. Invest today and allow your real estate to provide a future for your family tomorrow. We'll show you the way. Visit mynexthomefinder.com.
You're busy. You're an on-the-go person with a hectic schedule. So let Affordable Water deliver salt and water to your door, so maybe you can relax for a minute.
For your H2O, call the Pure Water Pros. Affordable Water.
Need an enlightening pick-me-up? Visit Kristen and Cindy at Skinnergy to energize your skin and keep it looking fabulous forever. Kristen can help with hair removal, sugaring to keep your whole body smooth and conditioned. Kristen will help you refresh and defend your skin while giving you a customized facial. Cindy helps skinergize and get you camera ready for your everyday look or special occasion. Visit Kristen and Cindy at Skinnergy. Find them on Facebook under the Skinnergy Squad.
And we're back. We're here with Katherine Scannell at famous law school, Washington University in St. Louis. I forgot to tell you, it is the oldest law school in continuous operation west of the Mississippi River. It's not very far west of the Mississippi, but it still qualifies.
Wow.
So Cindy had a few questions for you.
Yes. One thing I don't think many people realize, which I learned when I went through that wonderful tour with you, is how many actually apply every year and how many you actually accept.
Yes. So we have, 5,500 to 6,000 applications a year. And our current class is 260 students. We accepted more than that, probably around 900 or so, but our current class is 260 students. So yeah, it's a lot of applications.
Certainly. And
are you going to apply to law school?
Oh, that's interesting. Because another thing I was fascinated about that we talked about is the ratio between women to men attending law school.
Yes. So this year, often at WashU Law, we have about half and half. This year, we have more women than men in law school, and in our law school class, around, I think it's around 56% women. So we have a strong number of women represented in the law school class this year for sure.
Excellent.
Well, okay. So if you apply and get accepted, how do you pay for it, Katherine? Give us some ideas about how you pay for law school at WashU and other law schools, of course.
Absolutely. So each law school has a different scholarship structure. At WashU, you are considered for all available scholarships with just a few exceptions that you have to apply for separately. You're considered for scholarship based on your application, which is another reason that you want to be as inclusive as possible in your application materials so that the scholarship committee can look at all the scholarships you may be eligible to receive. For some law schools, you're going to have to do a little research on the website and really, or with the office, call the admissions office and ask about the available funding so that you make sure to apply for all the scholarships for which you could be eligible. And hopefully, a lot of law schools are very generous. WashU is one of the most generous, so we really prioritize scholarships to students, and you want to take full advantage of that. You can also get scholarships that are external to the law school. So if you are a music major going to law school, there may be a scholarship out there for musicians going to law school. And sometimes the law schools you're applying to can help you find those scholarships, and you can search for them on your own as well. So you want to look everywhere possible for the funding that's available to you. There are diversity scholarships. There are all kinds of scholarships available. And of course, there are loans available to help fund law school. So after you identify all the scholarships you can and apply for those, then you can look at funding through loans as well. And there are great scholarships for public interest students, things like that. And then If you are a public interest student and you go into a public interest career, you can get loan forgiveness based on your career and where you're devoting your time. So that's another thing to consider as you look at your options for paying back some of those loans too.
Katherine, I read some articles that you were quoted in, and one of the suggestions you had, frankly, I hadn't thought about it, was apply as early. If you want to go to this school, Washu or wherever, apply early. Now, why does that help the student?
Yeah, so applying early, you are considered in that first, even if you don't get your admission right away. One, the school knows that you're incredibly interested. And I'll talk just a little bit about early decision, which is one option, but even just applying early, the school knows you're interested. They know you're committed, and you are in the mix early. So later in the cycle, the school may be looking for very specific candidates who bring very specific things to the class. And I feel like earlier in the cycle, there's a little bit more opportunity to stand out before all of the applications come rolling in. WashU has rolling admissions, so we'll be admitting in the fall as students are applying, and so getting in early can always be a good thing. Also, early decision. Sometimes there's some fantastic scholarships available through early decision. So if you have researched a school, it's your top choice, you can apply early decision and look at the early decision program. Some early decision programs come with no funding. Some early decision programs come with full scholarship. So just look at that early decision program and consider that as a way to maybe address the funding issues and or admission. You may have a great opportunity through early decision.
Thank you. And one last thing, with the time that we have, I do have to ask you, and I really like this program that you're in charge of. I want to make sure I get the name right. Institutional Success, and this is something that I'm not aware of. But tell us a little bit about it. I think it makes WashU experience a little special and gives a student a leg up.
I love my role because I get to bring the students in, and I oversee our admissions program. And then I also oversee our career center. And, when you're coming to law school, finding a great, fulfilling career is why you're coming, and you're investing your time and your money and all this effort. Law school is not easy. So we want to be sure that we start working with you very early on your career. And we do that even before our students, arrive here for classes. We start working with them. And so I have such a fun job because I get to oversee everybody coming in and what they're going to do career-wise and where they go when they leave WashU, when they leave the building. But we
well, the tuition is not inexpensive, but at least they're focused and they get the help early on, first thing, to a fulfilling career. So anyway, I wish I knew some of these tricks, not tricks, but ideas before I applied. I got waitlisted, but I got in. It's a great career, and it was a great school. So one more shameless plug for Washington University.
Yay.
There
you go.
I love it. I think Cindy should apply to go to law school.
All right.
I can't.
Sounds good.
I can't give her up.
Why not? We can move to St. Louis.
Okay. Away we go. Thank you so much, Katherine.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And go
Bye.
Cardinals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Cards.